Hello, everybody. It's me, Anthony, and it's the time of the week again. It's Anthony's NFL Picks. Week 15. We are in the 15th week of the NFL already. This season has gone by so quickly. I remember it was week 4 in October, and now it's week 15, and now we're in December. This season has gone by so quickly, and my oh my, we got some games for us this week. But before we start, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells to get updated on my newest content. But also, another thing is that I did not do good as I expected last week. My record week 14 coming in there was 126-67, and now going into week 15, I'm 131-77. I did not do good as I expected, which I'm not too fond of, but, I ain't complaining. We're going on with our next games. But and also another thing, no more teams are going to be on bye week from this point forward. Every NFL team this week is going to be playing, all 32 teams. So, enough with the stupid intro. Let's dive in. Kicking it off for Thursday Night Football, we got the 5-8 Chargers and the 5-8 Raiders. Chargers are here after losing against the Broncos 24-7. They got blown out because Justin Herbert is out with a bad finger injury, and that's a huge disadvantage for the Chargers. They're going on to Vegas against the Raiders, who lost against the Vikings in that weird, complicated game, 3-0. Raiders, they're acting a little bit weird right now. Aiden O'Connell's looking pretty good. But to be honest, I might have to go with the Raiders on this one. If Justin Herbert's going to be out, I'm thinking that the Chargers are going to take another loss. And I'm thinking that Brandon Staley's going to get fired this season because of this. Raiders will beat the Chargers 27-24. Raiders will be 6-8. Chargers will be 5-9. We move on with the next game. And coming up next, we got some Saturday games this weekend. We got 3 of them. So kicking it off for our first Saturday game, our 1 o'clock game, we got the 7-6 Vikings and the 7-6 Bengals. Both teams are coming back from wins. The Vikings are coming back after winning against the Raiders 3-0. Justin Jefferson is hurt again with a chest injury. He was out with a hamstring back in October, and now he hurt himself again. He could be missing the rest of the season, to be honest with you. They're going on against Cincinnati, who are completely hot right now. They won 2 straight. They beat the Colts. They knocked them down 34-14. They're going to be back at home, and I'm thinking that the Bengals will win this game and knock the Vikings down. The Vikings have a lot of injuries, and that team is not going to make it. Bengals will beat the Vikings 20-13. Bengals will be 8-6. The Vikings will be 7-7. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got our 4:30 Saturday game between both teams are both 7-6. The 7-6 Steelers and the 7-6 Colts. A lot of 7-6 teams. Both are fighting for the playoffs. Steelers are here after losing against the Patriots 21-18. That ugly game. A lot of people did not want Mitch Trubisky starting. Mitch Trubisky is a terrible quarterback. And they wanted Mason Rudolph to start. And I don't know why they didn't start Mason Rudolph, to be honest with you. Kenny Pickett is still hurt with that ankle injury he suffered against the Cardinals week 13 with the whole rain delay game. They're going to be in Indianapolis this weekend against the Colts, who are also 7-6, who lost to the Bengals. They got blown out. Gardner Minshew is looking all right, but Jonathan Taylor, however, is still out with the thumb injury. He could be returning next week. We don't know yet. But to be honest, I might have to go with the Colts. Colts will beat the Steelers 33-19. Colts will be 8-6. Steelers will be 7-7. We move on with our next game. Coming up with our next game for Saturday Night Football at 8:20, we got a pretty good game. We got the 7-6 Broncos and the 9-4 Lions. Broncos are here after winning another division battle against the Chargers 24-7. That Broncos team is changing. Sean Payton looks like he is the answer, and I doubted him in the first week after getting blown out 70-20. They're starting to turn things around, and I'm happy for the Broncos, to be honest with you. I think they could make a playoff push if they keep moving. Now they're going on to Detroit against the Lions, who are coming back from a loss against Chicago, getting blown out 28-13. They were winning 13-10, but the Lions just couldn't do it. They're angry, and I think they could knock Denver out. It's going to be a good game, though. It's going to be a close one, but I'm going to have to go with the Lions on this one. Lions will beat the Broncos 31-26. Lions will be 10-4. The Broncos will be 7-7. And that's it for Saturday games. We are going on with Sunday games now, our usual casualties. Now we're moving on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 5-8 Giants and the 6-7 Saints. Giants are here after shockingly upsetting Green Bay 24-22. Tommy DeVito looking the Cutlets, the DeVitos, the Sopranos. He's looking pretty good right now. They're going on to New Orleans against the Saints now, and the Saints Dome, where the Saints come back from destroying the Panthers. That easy victory over the Panthers, 28-6. I might have to go with this is a good game, though, but I might have to go with the Saints at the end of this day. The Saints look a little bit better. The Giants, I don't know how they beat Green Bay. Maybe because the Green Bay team was banged up, but I'm going to have to go with the Saints on this one. Saints will beat the Giants 28-21. Saints will be 7-7. Giants will be 5-9. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we have the 5-8 Bears, and we got the 8-5 Browns. This game, my friends, this game was good. The Bears are coming back from a win against the Lions, and they look a little bit better, to be honest with you. And now they're going to be at home against the Browns, who upsetted the Jaguars, that crazy game, 31-27. That game was insane, and my, Trevor Lawrence was coming back from an injury. Even though he played, he just didn't play up to his potential. The Browns have been doing good, and Joe Flacco was starting. Joe Flacco starting a game in 2023. That's surprising. That's shocking. Anyways, I don't think Joe Flacco's going to be that good, but I might have to go with the Browns on this one. I think the Browns are going to continue that winning streak. Joe Flacco is looking a little bit better. David Njoku looked really good. I might have to go with the Browns on this one. Browns will beat the Bears 22-14. Bang, Browns will be 9-5. Bears will be 5-9. We're moving on with our next game. Coming up at our next game with an NFC South matchup, we got the 6-7 Falcons and the 1-12 Panthers. Falcons are here after losing that game against the Buccaneers, a very close game. They were winning at the last second. Tampa Bay just threw a touchdown, and they're leading the division right now. They're going on to the Panthers, who are 1-12 after getting blown out by the Saints. That Panthers team is bad. They're going to get the first-round pick, right? Nope, they won't. The Bears will be getting it instead. That was the most dumbest trade in NFL history I have ever seen as an NFL fan. I started becoming an NFL fan since 2017, been a Commanders fan since I was 11. But anyway, I'm thinking that the Falcons will knock the Panthers out. It's in Carolina, and the Falcons are a good team, to be honest with you. They are coming back from the loss. They look a little bit mad. It's going to be an easy fight. I think the Falcons will knock Carolina out. Falcons will beat the Panthers 30-7. Falcons, their record will be, the Falcons will be 7-7. The Panthers will be 1-13. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 6-7 Buccaneers and the 6-7 Packers. Both teams, the battle of the 6-7s. The Buccaneers are here after winning against them. Baker Mayfield's looking a bit better. I'm thinking that he could win this game. But the Packers are here after losing against the Giants yesterday. Giants won that game somehow, and I'm surprised. I thought Green Bay was going to win that game. Turns out they just couldn't do it. And I think the Packers are going to win this game because they're back at home against the Buccaneers. I'm thinking that Green Bay will knock Tampa Bay to the ground, even though the Packers have a lot of injuries. Christian Watson was hurt, Jaire Alexander was hurt, Aaron Jones was hurt. A lot of Packers players couldn't stay healthy, and I might have to go with the Packers anyway. I think they're going to be fully regrouped. I think they're going to beat Tampa Bay and take this win. Packers will beat the Buccaneers 24-17. Packers will be 7-7. Buccaneers will be 6-8. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got an NFC East matchup. Not an NFC East, an AFC East matchup between the 5-8 Jets and the 9-4 Dolphins. Jets are here after upsetting the Texans 30-6, winning that good game. They are looking so good, the Jets. That one game, though. But they're going to Miami against the Dolphins. It's an easy victory. I think that the Dolphins are going to win over the Jets. The Dolphins, however, are in trouble right now. They lost to the Titans 28-27 in that very close game in Miami. But Tyreek Hill is possibly going to be out for some time. We don't know yet. And if Tyreek Hill is out, that's not a good thing. But they still got Jalen Ramsey. They still got, whatchamacallit, they have Jeff Wilson. They have a lot of great weapons, the Dolphins. They got good talent, though. But they use Tyreek Hill too much, though. That's the issue. Same with the Vikings last year. They were frauds because they only relied on Justin Jefferson. And my father said the same thing again this year with the Dolphins being frauds because Tyreek Hill's carrying that team, to be honest with you. Tua's still good, though, but he's not great like Tyreek Hill. But I'm thinking that Miami could win if Tyreek Hill plays. Dolphins will beat the Jets 30-13. Dolphins will be 10-4. The Jets will be 5-9. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 8-5 Chiefs and the 3-10 Patriots. Chiefs are here after losing against Buffalo, and Patrick Mahomes threw a tantrum like a little baby. He was crying. There was whole memes about it. Kermit the Frog yelling on NFL memes Instagram. It was funny, actually. He was a sore loser because there was a call that was not played, but too much. That loss deserved it. I wanted the Bills to win, but I chose the Chiefs, though, like an idiot that I am. The Chiefs, I thought that were going to win that game because they were back at Arrowhead, but now they're going to Gillette Stadium against the Patriots, who are coming back from a win against the Steelers. However, they were eliminated from playoff contention, so the Patriots will not be going to the Super Bowl or the playoffs for Super Bowl 58. So I'm thinking that the Chiefs are going to pull off another win. They're going to end that 2-losing streak. They lost against the Packers in Buffalo. I'm thinking that the Chiefs are going to win this one and knock out the Patriots. Chiefs will beat New England 27-23. Chiefs will be 9-5. Patriots will be 3-11. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got an AFC South matchup between the 7-6 Texans and the 5-8 Titans. Texans are here after losing against the Jets 30-6, getting blown out. CJ Stroud suffered a lot of injuries. The Texans are banged up now. That's not good for Houston, however, because CJ Stroud is out with a concussion. Dalton Schultz is hurt. Nico Collins is questionable. That team is a good team. CJ Stroud, don't get me wrong, he made a lot of improvements. DeMeco Ryans is a great head coach. But however, they're taking on the Titans, who are 5-8, winning against Miami. And they're in Tennessee, so I might have to go with the Titans on this one. I'm thinking the Titans are going to pull an upset and beat down the Texans. Titans will beat the Texans 34-28. My Anthony's upset of the week. I'm thinking they're going to win that game because the Texans are banged up to death. The Titans looked very good against Miami, so I think they're going to take the win. So the Titans are going to make them go 6-8. The Texans will now fall down to 7-7. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got an NFC West matchup between the 10-3 Niners and the 3-10 Cardinals. 49ers, they're here after winning against the Seahawks, and that caused them to clinch the playoffs. The 49ers are going back to the playoffs. I'm thinking that the 49ers are going to make a deep run, and I think they're going to get a Super Bowl. I'm thinking that either Brock Purdy or Christian McCaffrey are going to win MVP this Super Bowl. Excuse me. They're going to be taking on the Ravens, I think, in the Super Bowl. Sorry about that. I had the hiccups. But anyway, and also, next game, it might be the Super Bowl matchup for Christmas Day. I got a great Christmas gift. We all got great Christmas gifts for NFL fans. We get to see the 49ers battle out the Ravens in a Super Bowl 47 rematch and a Super Bowl 58 matchup, possibly. The 49ers have been outstanding. They have so many good weapons. They're going to be in Arizona against the Cardinals, who are coming back from a bye week. And I'm thinking that the Niners are going to sweep past through the Cardinals, and I think they're going to knock them down and win their 11th game of the season. 49ers will beat the Cardinals 38-10. 49ers will be going on to be 11-3. Cardinals will be 3-11. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got my 4-9 Commanders, baby, against the 6-7 Rams. Hail to the Commanders. I'm not too happy about being a Commanders fan. We're coming back from our bye week. We're fully energized, but I don't think we're going to win. I'm really hoping that Ron Rivera gets fired this season. Hopefully at the free agency in January, that guy loses his job. He does not know how to coach an NFL team. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing him. I know we made it to the Super Bowl against the Panthers, but it's not the point. He's terrible. Ever since he joined, he didn't do anything. The last time their records, the Commanders were 7-9. We were 7-10. We went 8-1, and now we're 4-9. We have no possible chance of going to the playoffs. He's garbage. I'm sick and tired of him. But we're taking on the Rams now in LA, who lost that game against the Ravens in overtime, 37-31. Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp are healthy. Aaron Donald's healthy. Everybody on the Rams is healthy. And so is Puka Nacua. He has been an outstanding rookie, and I'm looking forward for that Rams team. I think the Rams could sneak in the playoffs, though. I'm thinking they're going to beat the Commanders on this one. Rams will beat Washington, unfortunately, 26-6. Rams will be 7-7. The Commanders will be going on to be 4-10. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got a good matchup, actually. We got the 10-3 Cowboys and the 7-6 Bills. Cowboys are here after annihilating the Eagles at home Sunday Night Football, 33-13. That looks really good for the Cowboys. They got the number one seat in the NFC East after knocking down the Eagles. They split the series with the Eagles, but now they're going to Buffalo against the Bills, who've been really hot lately after knocking down Kansas City 20-17. Josh Allen is looking good. That team woken up from their bye week, and I'm thinking they're going to keep up that winning streak and knock Dallas out. I think the Cowboys are going to get their fourth loss of the season. The Bills won their game ever since overtime losses, and my friend Anthony in college also does that. He's a Bills fan. I might have to go with the Bills. Bills will beat the Cowboys 24-13. Bills, their record will be 8-6. The Cowboys will be 10-4. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game for Sunday Night Football, we got the 10-3 Ravens, the best team in the AFC, against the 8-5 Jaguars. Ravens are here after winning in overtime with that punt return, 76 yards by Titus Bowser to win that game, or Titus Wallace, I don't remember his name though, but they're coming back from that crazy overtime win against the Rams. That Ravens team is looking good with Lamar Jackson, Odell Beckham. They have a lot of injuries, however, and they're going to be in Jacksonville. The Jaguars are coming back from a loss by the Browns, upsetting them, but I'm thinking that the Jaguars are going to continue to lose because they have a lot of injuries. A lot of that team is banged up. I might have to go with the Ravens on this one. Ravens will beat the Jaguars 27-20. Ravens will be 11-3. The Jaguars, their record will be going on to be 8-6. We move on with the next game. And finally, last but not least, we got Monday Night Football. And we got the battle of the bird teams, because everybody knows that the bird is the word. We got the 10-3 Eagles and the 6-7 Seahawks. Eagles are here after losing 2 straight games. Their team is very angry right now. I think the Eagles are potential frauds, and I don't think that. My father does think that. My dad's saying he knows how to talk about some football sometimes. But anyways, I think he could premiere next week. I don't know yet. But anyways, the Seahawks are here after losing against the 49ers, mainly because Geno Smith is out with an injury. He hurt his groin, so that's a huge disadvantage. But I'm thinking that the Eagles are going to finally end that 2-losing streak and knock Seattle out. Eagles will beat the Seahawks 31-21. Eagles will be 11-3. The Seahawks will be 7-7. And that is it for this week, everybody. Tune in for Anthony's NFL Picks Week 16, which will possibly be a Christmas special next Tuesday, December 19th. Anyways, this is Anthony signing off, and have a great week.